athletes that they have outside. And he's done a good job. You know, it's hard to go play that position. It's something the guys train their whole lives to do.
Smith scrambling again. Finds Klein. Klein will need to get out of bounds, and he will do so at the 25-yard line, a gain of 19. That'll put Smith at 382 yards through the air today.
Again, threw the ball a lot of run after catch right there, but that's what he needed to do. Just haven't quite been able to put it in the end zone when they needed to, and at the same time, those two pick sixes, I mean, that's the difference in the football game right now.
Well, 1st and 10 at the 25, but 19 seconds, the important number. Steel High up by 12. Smith incomplete. Trying to get it to Sanders. It's 2nd down.
Trying to get the ball out there on the edge, get it close to the end zone and close to the sideline, right? So you don't have to burn an extra one should you get in the end zone.
Just an ironic situation today. You've got this Jeanette defense that just produces turnover after turnover, and did today. But it's Steel High's defense that will ultimately be the difference in this one.
Yeah, those two pick sixes are huge. I mean, anytime you get the turnover and you get the extra possession, that's one thing. But when you get the turnover and the points, it's huge.
And the other thing about those two returns is that they will total over 150 yards. Wow. So they were down the field when both interceptions occurred. 8 seconds remaining. Third down for Jeanette. A lot of great individual performances today. Hammonds has 11 catches, the interception return for a touchdown. Odell Green has run for 195 yards. Kennedy's going to hand it off to Birch, and Birch will be brought down by Eugene Green, and Steel High, for the 3rd time in school history, will be the state football champs, winning the Class A matchup 32-20 over Jeanette. The Steamrollers out of District 3 will finish at 10-0. Jeanette will fall to 10-2. We'll come back, wrap it up, give you our player of the game from Hershey Park Stadium right after this.
PCN brings the distinct aspects of Pennsylvania and its residents to your favorite screen.
Hear from state government and community leaders during unedited, balanced coverage of politics and policy.
Dig into the rich history and culture of the state, presented by notable residents and historians.
Score a view of the best high school, college, and world-class athletes competing across the state, and much, much more.
Start exploring the Keystone State today on PCN and the PCN app.
Steel High won back-to-back state titles, 2007, 2008, getting back in 2020 and winning again, beating Jeanette 32-20 for the Steamrollers. It is the 798th win in program history, and it will be for the gold trophy and the gold medals. And their defense, Brandon, was the story in this one in the end.
Yeah, it really was. And, they were able to keep Jeanette from scoring, but more importantly, they scored. I mean, they scored 12 points today, and that was the difference in the football game. 2 huge plays, pick sixes, and that's what you need when you're playing in a game like this. And those look. Great football game. This was a lot of fun. Definitely not the defense that you thought would score, but they did, and it was an amazing effort.
Two teams, as we talked about in the first half, playing today with a lot of emotions with what they've been through. The runner-up trophy going to Jeanette. They won the title here in 2017. They'll finish at 10-2, a team that averages 47.5 points per game. Let me just run through a couple of the numbers. Robert Smith, going from running back to quarterback, throws for 382 yards today. He ran 19 times for a net of 12 yards because of the sacks. You have Toby Klein with 7 catches for 149 yards. James Sanders was sensational, 5 catches for 112 yards. And Brett Birch, 6 catches for 98 yards. But on the winning side, quarterback Alex Irby, a freshman, throws for 183 and a touchdown. Damian Hammonds, 11 catches for 75, and an interception return for a touchdown. Defensively, David Pryor was sensational today. He was second in tackles with 10, one behind Jayon Perry, and he had an interception return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
But the guy who really stole the show here and is our player of the game, senior running back Odell Green, on a day where Mekhi Flowers was hampered with an injury, this guy answered the call.
Yeah. I mean, look, Odell, you see it right there. Once they got Odell Green going today, you could tell he was going to have a good one. And as the game went on, he just kind of wore that Jeanette defense down. And you saw those little runs turn into bigger runs and bigger runs and bigger runs. He did have a little fumble there at the end, man, but that kid played his tail off. That O-line did a great job today blocking for him, and he's the big reason why they won the football game today.
35 carries for 195 yards and a touchdown, 5.6 yards per carry. Our player of the game is presented by Lebanon Valley College, listed number 1 in Pennsylvania for job placement. Lebanon Valley College will get you career ready. Visit the campus and find out why their students are so successful. Undergraduate and graduate programs available for traditional and adult learners. Visit lvc.edu. So 32-20, the final today for Steel High. Pretty good start to 6 games in 2 days, wouldn't you say?
Oh, that was so much fun. I mean, look, it's been a unique season, to say the least. The fact that we've kicked off this morning and we got one under our belt, 5 more. This is a high bar right here, though, as far as excitement and action and defense and offense and all the big plays that you want to see. So, I'm excited to watch the rest of them unfold.
Coming up at 3:30, it's the 3A championship game. Wyomissing and Central Valley. And at 8 o'clock tonight, Cathedral Prep and Pine Richland will do battle for the 5A championship. And then 3 more tomorrow at 11, 3:30, and 8, the 2, 4, and 6A games coming up on Saturday. Steel High wins its 3rd state title. The defense scores a couple of touchdowns, and the Rollers finish the year at 10-0, bringing a District 3 titleist to Hershey, 11 miles from home. They have a short trip to celebrate after winning this one by a score of 32-20 over Jeanette. For Brandon Noble and our entire crew, Steve Degler saying so long from Hershey. Thanks so much for watching. Your Class A champs in 2020, the Rollers of Steel High, 32-20 over Jeanette.
Relive the action with PCN. Did you know you can rewatch this and other PIAA championships with the PCN app? Download the app to start streaming today. You can also purchase digital downloads, Blu-rays, and DVDs of PIAA sports championships on the PCN store. Relive the action with PCN. Did you know you can rewatch this and other PIAA championships with the PCN app? Download the app to start streaming today. You can also purchase digital downloads, Blu-rays, and DVDs of PIAA sports championships on the PCN store.
Politics and policy, history and culture, sports. PCN is your place for Pennsylvania, on cable and on the PCN app.
The following is a PCN Sports presentation.
Football championships decided yesterday, 3 more to go today as the 2020 fall athletic season comes to a close. PCN presents the PIAA football championships. Game 1 of our triple header, the AA game between the 11-0 Southern Columbia Tigers and the 10-0 Wilmington Greyhounds. A very pleasant good morning to you and welcome to Hershey Park Stadium. Steve Degler along with Brandon Noble. Just a gorgeous day here for the final day of football in high school sports in Pennsylvania in 2020. And Brandon, we've got a matchup of two teams that have faced off here twice before, 2017, 2018, both relatively easy wins for Southern Columbia. What are the advantages and disadvantages for both teams?
Well, they've been here before, so all these staffs know how to handle this. A lot of these kids know how to handle this. The big difference, though, is it's a brand new year. And I think for Wilmington, they have to come out today and understand this is a brand new team, a brand new opportunity. Same thing for Southern Columbia. Just because they've kind of rolled before, it's a brand new year. You've got to come play today.
Both teams run the same offense. They are wing T teams and have been for many, many years, but there are some differences in the way they run it.
The wing T is a nightmare. I'm the defensive coordinator at Downingtown East, and we absolutely got destroyed by a wing T team this year. I had no answers for it. You've got to see a lot of it. And so both of these teams defensively see the wing T all the time. But there's going to be little subtleties here and there, the way the blocking scheme happens, the way the backs hit the hole, the way the quarterback carries the ball. So there's some differences. It'll be interesting to see who can adjust, who can do the different things that make the difference in the football game.
When we look at this contest today, not only is the state title going to be determined in Class AA, but we could see some history as well. It is a big day for Jim Roth. He is in his 36th season as the head coach of the Tigers. He has 455 wins. That ties him for the most all-time in the state of Pennsylvania with the great George Curry. A chance to move into first place all by himself today. The Tigers are out of District 4. It's their 19th time in the state championship game. They have won 10 of them, and they've got another Garcia in the pipeline as Gavin is having himself an unbelievable season.
Yeah, Gavin Garcia is special, and just a long line of Garcias here at Southern Columbia. 99 carries, 1,700 yards, and this is the one that jumps out at you, 17.2 yards per carry. That is incredible, and today Wilmington has to be able to contain that in some way, shape, or form. Also 27 TDs just to cap it off.
The Greyhounds of Wilmington are out of District 10. Their head coach is Brandon Fillion. He is a 2005 grad of the school. Actually started coaching on the staff while he was in college at Westminster. He's in his third year, and he's off to a great start as well. 35-3. He's got a two-headed monster in his wing T attack in Ethan Susan and Darren Miller.
Yeah, and this is really what you want in a traditional wing T. You want a couple guys that can carry the ball, and you got Ethan Susan, 128 carries, 1,200 yards, about 10 per carry, 13 touchdowns, and then Darren Miller, number 34. You got to know where he is too, 116 carries, about 1,000 yards, 9.2 per carry, and 14 TDs. This is going to be a tough matchup right here because you got to be able to handle both of them.
These two teams certainly know their way to Chocolatetown. Southern Columbia did not get lost on the way here today, that is for sure. They're out of District 4 in the town of Catawissa in Columbia County. The Tigers play in the Heartland Athletic Conference. Again, their 19th trip here to Hershey. Wilmington is out of Region 1 in District 10 in the town of New Wilmington, which is 1.1 square miles in Lawrence County, right near the Ohio border on the western edge of Pennsylvania. About a 275-mile trip to get to Hershey. They came in yesterday after a morning practice and are ready to go for an 11 a.m. kickoff today in the AA matchup. In terms of how these two teams got back to Hershey, Southern Columbia in the first round beating South Williamsport 49-14, a 57-30 win over Richland in the quarterfinals, and then in the final game for Bishop McDevitt of District 12, that school is closing, a 42-14 win. On the other side, in the bottom half of the bracket, Wilmington with the win over Karnes City 42-14, and the Greyhounds ran for 628 yards in a 56-29 win over Chestnut Ridge. And last week in the semis against Beaver Falls, they stopped a 2-point conversion with about 4.5 minutes left and held on for a 20-18 win to get back to Hershey. We've talked about these two meeting here twice before, 2017, 2018. It was all Southern Columbia basically in both of those matchups. If you're the coaching staff of Wilmington, how do you keep your team from being in awe of the opponent today?
Well, I don't know that 100% you can, right? All these guys have been here before. They've been through this once already or twice already. So you got to understand, look, this is a brand new season. And really the way that you do it in football is you just take it one snap at a time. And if each guy out there wins their individual battle and just focuses on their individual battle. You kind of lose that big picture and the big scary monster in the room that is Southern Columbia.
Is the start of this game really important for Wilmington to not get into an, oh no, this is going to happen again to us?
Yeah, you really do. You have to go out, and it's super cliche, but do what you do, right? And stay within your game plan. Don't try and do anything outside of what you've already done. I mean, they rushed for 600 yards in a playoff game. I mean, that is pretty incredible in itself. So just be confident in your ability and what got you here.
And when you take a look at Southern Columbia again here for the 19th time, Jim Roth said these kids still get excited because it's a different group every year.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about high school football, right? Every senior class gets its opportunity. So each senior class, when they get here, this is their chance to do it. And that can add a little bit of pressure too. When you're in a program like Southern Columbia and it's expected to be here, and not only that, but to win it, that can add a little bit to each senior class as they go through it. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. They've obviously handled it exceptionally well up until this point.
It is a big matchup here in Class AA. It's the start of 3 games here at Hershey Park Stadium this morning into late this evening to wrap up the fall athletic season. It is the Southern Columbia Tigers out of District 4 coming in with a record of 11-0, and the Wilmington Greyhounds out of District 10, they are 10-0 on the season. They meet for the 3rd time in the state championship game here in Hershey. Again, just a gorgeous morning. We've had some sunshine. Temperatures pretty warm in the mid to upper 50s, and we are set for kickoff between the Tigers and the Greyhounds. But first, we pause for the playing of our national anthem here at Hershey Park Stadium.
Gentlemen, if you please remove your hats, we request all military personnel, active or retired, if you'll please render a hand salute as we honor the United States of America. Salute its leaders and members of the armed forces with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner to be played by the Wilmington Greyhound Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Ryan Onestak. Ladies and gentlemen, we present with pride and much gratitude our national anthem.